Worshiping the Internet. Welcome. This is Sci Friday on SkyWatchTV for Friday, August 28th, 2015. I'm Derek Gilbert, and joining me in studio today, my wife, best friend, and the author of Ebola and the Fourth Horseman of the Apocalypse, Sharon Gilbert.
I'm so glad to get to do this with you. By the way, for those who saw last Sci Friday last week, I now have a bigger Chromebook, and it's bigger than, it's like double the size of yours.
Double the killing power.
And that's because I need double the size print than yours.
Well, that's one
and
of
the older I get, the bigger they're going to have to get. Eventually, it'll just cover me up in time.
That's one of the benefits of technology. There are some advantages to technology, but there are those out there who are taking technology beyond just enhancing the quality of life for us humans and turning it into either a means to becoming gods ourselves, or in the case of a new religion called syntheism, turning it into God itself, and arguing in some ways that it has the attributes, or nearly the attributes, of God. And of course, we as Christians know God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. The internet, we're finding out this week with the release of the Ashley Madison stuff, the leaks from WikiLeaks over the last few years, the internet almost does know everything, and it just about is everywhere.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Not quite.
It is not. And it never will be.
No.
Completely omniscient or omnipresent. However, it's getting there. And you were talking about how it's almost a religion. Well, there are those, as you said, who believe it will be, if not already is a religion. And there are some people who can't live without it.
Right.
I want to talk today about something, I know, me too. I want to talk today about something called the Internet of Things. If you've not heard the phrase, you'll often see Internet of Things or even IoT. So keep an eye. In fact, if you can set up a Google search so that you always get stories about the Internet of Things or IoT, you'll be shocked at what you find there weekly. I want to cover just a few things that we need to be concerned about quickly. The Internet of Things, the basic idea is everything will be connected. Everything, including your clothing. Everything in this studio would be connected. Everything in your home would be connected. Your car would be connected. Your kids, your grandkids, you, your spouse, everybody, everything, even things in nature will be connected.
Trees, rivers, rocks, roads.
Everything.
So how are they going to sell this to us? You know, I'm an average consumer. I'm looking at buying a new pair of sneakers. What's the advantage to getting a pair of sneakers that's internet connected?
Well, honestly, it's not a whole huge advantage for you unless something goes wrong with your sneakers. Well, but here's the thing. Perhaps they're corrective sneakers. Perhaps they're sneakers that are for an athlete, and they are doing biological testing of your gait, the weight that you're putting on them. All of that data may feed back to your doctor or your sports medicine specialist or your coach.
Or your trainer, right, sure.
Yeah, at school. And it may even be your school wants to know where you are and what you're doing. Right.
Keeping athletes out of trouble.
So all things connected, our fridges, our toasters, our cars, everything. But here's one of the dangers, and that's what I want to talk about today, this new ecosystem, ecosystem.
Okay.
Patent pending, Sharon Gilbert, is that this is going to be something that everything communicates with the cloud.
Okay.
Now, as Christians, we know that the cloud is something we see in prophecy.
Jesus returns in the clouds at the head of the heavenly host.
Exactly. And you and I are in the process of writing a book that will probably come out third quarter or so next year. That's all about this rise of a new cyber god, and that is internet-based. Well, they want to know if your fridge notices, and this is the advantage that's going to be sold to us, if your fridge notices you're out of mayonnaise, okay? The fridge can send a note to your grocer, or if you're not supposed to eat mayonnaise and you want mayonnaise, send a note to your doctor, or perhaps send a note to your phone or your wearable or your glasses or your implant, whatever it is, so that you know and it's automatically filled. Or if a part's going out on your dishwasher, your dishwasher can say, hey, you need a new part, and the company automatically ships one.
This sounds like the path to what Patrick Wood has been writing about. He's written an excellent book, and I highly recommend this for your reference library, called Technocracy Rising. The technocrats want to control resources, most efficacious distribution of resources for life. But they can only do that if they've got lots and lots of data to crunch.
Yeah.
If they know everything about what we're using, so they can tell us we're using too much, or we're not using enough, there's not enough there for you to use this, for our own good, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But that is where technocracy is going. It needs lots and lots of data. And it sounds like the Internet of Things is the means to that end.
Huge. And right now, as far as the IoT, and it's growing, more and more manufacturers are inserting various chips and hardware, and even into shirts. There are now wearable shirts that will contact your doctor or contact your cell phone and say, this is what your heartbeat is, this is, as you're exercising, this is being sold to athletes. It's like $250 for that shirt. But here's the thing. The Internet of Things is currently based on open source software, and it's pretty much sort of a pastiche of various types of open source software, but eventually it's going to have to be standardized, and it's currently very hackable.
Yeah, open source means anybody who wants to can access it, modify it.
And oftentimes they're not password protected. And if they are, it's often something like 123 or something crazy simple.
Admin, yeah.
Well, we've all seen the story about the baby monitor that was hacked by a pedophile.
Yeah, and taking it into the realm of science fiction, there was a story arc in the X-Files toward the end of the season where the director of the supervisor, basically, for the main characters, Mulder and Scully, was infected with nanotechnology that responded to radio-controlled signals and basically made him the puppet of one of the villains in the series.
Exactly, and I'm afraid we are
And that was the plot of your novel, The Armageddon Strain.
The Armageddon Strain. Now, we're very close to that right now, way too close to that. But let's say everything gets safe and it's not hackable anymore. Let's just assume the impossible. Who owns this? How private is your big data that's going everywhere? We're sending out big data every day. Did you know that right now there's almost 5 zettabytes of data going to the cloud every year?
Yeah.
A zettabyte is a 1 with 23 zeros. It is, what was the number I saw? It was crazy big. To make it make more sense to you, it is 1 trillion gigabytes. Does that help?
Yeah.
It's a lot. By 2020, in just 5 years, there's going to be 10 times that, almost 50 zettabytes.
The thing about big data is that it is used, that data is the input for these artificial intelligence researchers who are working with neural networks, which are essentially black boxes, computer processors, and they don't really understand. They call them black boxes because they really don't understand what's going on inside those black boxes. Data goes in, output comes out, and if they don't get the result they want, they tweak the input and then try it again. All of this data is feeding something, and it almost sounds like a lead up, and this is sheer speculation, okay? I'm not going to hang my theological sign on this one and say this is, thus saith Derek, but this sounds like the lead up to the creation of the Matrix, an artificial reality into which all of us will be uploaded.
Exactly, and that's one of the points that I wanted to make, is that if you connect everything, we've got essentially a virtual reality all around the real world. And the virtual reality is quickly becoming some people's reality. There are folks who go into Second Life, and that's their real life as far as they're concerned.
Or even
World
just
of Warcraft.
Facebook.
Or
but yes,
Facebook,
gamers like, immersive games. And of course, Facebook and Sony have both come out with the virtual reality 3D glasses. There was another gaming company that just came out this week with a set of eyeglasses that superimpose artificial constructs, virtual reality, over the real world.
Yeah.
So you can be walking down the street and see, these creatures that you're doing battle with in the video game up over reality.
Yeah, well, many of you out there may be thinking, well, I own my data, don't I? Have you ever read your terms of service agreement? How many of us just click agree?
Yeah.
Who wants to read 40 pages of legalese?
Not even most attorneys.
But the stuff they put in that 40 pages, 50 pages, 500 pages, some of the terms of service are larger than major novels. Who wants to read it? Well, what's in there may actually be your agreement to let everything you put online, including all your videos, all your pictures, your children's pictures, every post you make, every email you send, every snap from your cell phone camera that you're unaware of, every microphone capture on your cell phone camera that you're unaware of. These things are going on all the time. Not yours, someone else's. And why do you think social media is free? free.
Yeah.
It's because all of that data is being sold to third parties.
As guys in the intelligence community have said, Facebook has managed to accomplish in 10 years what the CIA couldn't do in 65 years. They got all of us to volunteer to give them all the information they could ever want about us.
And that's why this growing thing could become almost omniscient.
Yeah, and just with just a couple of minutes left, omniscience, the image of the beast. Again, getting into the realm of speculation, but with a prophetic, from a prophetic viewpoint. How might this be useful at some point to the future one world government of the Antichrist?
Well, the folks who look at the algorithms that are online, there are many wonderful novels out there, but also, nonfiction books that are taking a look at the dangers of this black box technology. They don't know what happens in the black box that makes it all work. But let's put computer science aside. What if an algorithm is a fit extension for an entity?
Yeah.
One that already exists.
The human mind is an electrochemical machine, basically.
Yes, it is. And the prince and power of the air may just have the capability of inhabiting a computer or the internet.
In the same way that this electrochemical biological machine can be overwhelmed by an external entity, what we would call
and
a
if
demon.
you are personally connected to that internet at the time through some sort of chip, you're gone.
Well, again, some speculation there, but it's the direction that things are going. The internet technology is becoming a 21st century sci-fi religion for those who believe that the only way to live forever is to somehow upgrade through the merger of biology and technology. It is a frightening thought, and this is why...
But we have comfort in Jesus Christ, so don't be afraid.
Don't panic. Yes.
Trust in Him.
Yeah, and this leads up to the release of the documentary film Inhuman the Movie, forthcoming from SkyWatchTV and Defender Films. That should be out by the end of September.
Yeah, I think so. Don't have a firm date, but trust me, we will post it as soon as we get that date.
Yes, and Sharon is one of the experts cited in the documentary, so do be watching for that. Coming up this Tuesday, we begin a series of preparedness programs on SkyWatch TV. Josh Tolley talking about the need for an entrepreneurial mindset among Christians, Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Central Time on the Christian Television Network. In the meanwhile, have a blessed weekend, and thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is SkyWatch TV.